We're here today to examine a monument to American ingenuity, the Panama Canal.
Panama and the vital canal linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The new president has repeatedly said that the U.S. should take back control of the waterway.
President Trump saying repurchasing the canal is vital for our national security.
Trump is claiming that Panama has broken a promise to remain neutral, alleging that China is operating the canal.
Panama's promise to us has been broken, and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships.
Imagine a world where trade routes dictate the fate of nations. Two engineering marvels stand at the heart of global commerce: the legendary Panama Canal and its rising competitor, the Tehuantepec corridor. As water shortages threaten the canal's future, could Mexico's ambitious land-based alternative become the new gateway for global shipping? For over a century, the Panama Canal has revolutionized global trade, seamlessly connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This 50-mile waterway transformed maritime navigation, cutting shipping times and costs while redefining international commerce. But now its dominance is being challenged. The Tehuantepec corridor in Mexico, an ancient trade route undergoing modernization, is emerging as a viable alternative. With climate change exacerbating water shortages, can this land-based corridor reshape the future of global shipping? The Panama Canal's impact on global trade has been monumental since its opening in 1914. Before its construction, ships had to endure the treacherous journey around South America's southern tip, significantly increasing travel time and costs. The canal changed everything, providing a crucial shortcut that saved fuel and revolutionized global logistics. However, its construction was no small feat. Engineers had to excavate millions of tons of earth while battling deadly diseases like malaria and yellow fever. Despite these challenges, human ingenuity prevailed, and the canal became a symbol of determination and innovation. For over a century, it has remained a cornerstone of international shipping. But today, the canal faces a growing crisis: water scarcity. The locks that enable ships to cross between oceans rely on massive amounts of fresh water, primarily sourced from surrounding lakes. As climate change alters rainfall patterns, droughts have led to dropping water levels, forcing authorities to impose restrictions on ship size and cargo capacity. This has disrupted global trade, raising concerns about the canal's long-term viability. Enter the Tehuantepec corridor, a historic trade route in southern Mexico that is undergoing a massive transformation. The Mexican government is investing heavily in modernizing ports, railways, and highways to create a land-based alternative to the Panama Canal. Unlike the canal, this corridor isn't dependent on fresh water, making it more resilient to climate change. The strategic importance of this route isn't new. Indigenous civilizations once transported goods across the Tehuantepec Isthmus, and later the Spanish recognized its potential. Now, centuries later, Mexico is reviving and modernizing this pathway. With state-of-the-art ports and a high-speed railway system, the corridor could significantly reduce shipping times while creating economic opportunities for Mexico. So how do these two trade routes compare? The Panama Canal boasts history, global recognition, and an established maritime passage. However, its reliance on water and the increasing size of modern cargo ships pose significant challenges. The Tehuantepec corridor, on the other hand, offers a land-based alternative capable of accommodating larger freight loads without the limitations of a lock-based canal system. However, it requires substantial investment and infrastructure development to reach its full potential. The stakes are high. If the Tehuantepec corridor succeeds, it could shift global trade dynamics, reducing dependence on the Panama Canal. Mexico could emerge as a critical player in international commerce, attracting foreign investment and boosting economic growth. By enhancing its infrastructure with modernized railways, highways, and ports, Mexico could position itself as a key logistics hub. Countries like China and Japan are already showing interest in the project, recognizing its potential to transform shipping logistics. China, as part of its Belt and Road Initiative, sees the corridor as a strategic asset, while Japan could leverage its expertise in high-speed rail and smart logistics. The United States and European nations may also benefit as companies seek stable and diversified trade routes that reduce reliance on the Panama Canal. However, several challenges remain. The success of the Tehuantepec corridor depends on political stability, security, and sustained investment. The Panama Canal and the Tehuantepec corridor represent two competing visions for the future of global trade, one built on water, the other on land. As the tides of commerce shift, only time will tell which route will dominate the 21st century. Will the Panama Canal maintain its supremacy, or will Mexico's ambitious corridor rise to claim its place? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the world's greatest engineering marvels. What if I told you one of the world's greatest engineering marvels holds untold secrets, ones that could change the way we see history and global trade forever? The Panama Canal, a name that resonates with awe and amazement. This man-made wonder connects two oceans, fuels global trade, and stands as a testament to human ingenuity. But what if there's more to its story? Dark origins, hidden struggles, and secrets that have shaped its existence for over a century. Today we're diving into the untold history of the Panama Canal, how it was built, the sacrifices made, and why the U.S. recently shut it down, opening the door for a new $4 billion rival to take its place. Get ready for a journey through ambition, tragedy, and intrigue. The dream of a canal linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans dates back to 1513, when Spanish conquistador Vasco Núñez de Balboa crossed the Isthmus of Panama. Centuries later, the idea resurfaced, with the French government, emboldened by its success with the Suez Canal, attempting the feat in 1879. The charismatic Ferdinand de Lesseps, who led the Suez Project, spearheaded the effort. But what worked in the flat deserts of Egypt couldn't be replicated in the mountainous jungles of Panama. The French underestimated the terrain, tropical diseases, and engineering challenges. Workers battled landslides, floods, and deadly diseases like malaria and yellow fever. Over 22,000 lives were lost before the project was abandoned in 1889, leaving behind financial ruin and a scandal that rocked France. Enter the United States in the early 20th century. Seizing an opportunity, the U.S. acquired the canal rights for $40 million and set about completing what the French could not. Under visionary engineers like John Frank Stevens, the Americans tackled the monumental task, creating a lock-and-lake system to navigate Panama's rugged landscape. President Theodore Roosevelt called it the greatest engineering work of all time. By 1914, the Panama Canal opened to global acclaim. However, its story didn't end there. The canal became a vital artery for world trade, handling millions of tons of cargo annually. But its operation wasn't without controversy. Questions of sovereignty, environmental impact, and labor practices lingered over its history. Fast forward to today, and the Panama Canal stands at the crossroads of its greatest challenge in decades. A critical waterway for global commerce, the canal is grappling with a perfect storm of issues that could redefine its role in international trade. Chief among these challenges is an unprecedented drought that has significantly reduced rainfall in the region. With the canal relying heavily on fresh water from nearby lakes to function, the water shortage has caused delays and restricted operations, leaving global shipping companies frustrated. Compounding this natural crisis are long-standing operational inefficiencies, including outdated infrastructure and traffic congestion, which have strained the canal's capacity to meet modern shipping demands. Adding a layer of complexity to the situation are geopolitical pressures that have thrust the canal into the spotlight of international power struggles. In a dramatic move, the United States temporarily shut down the canal for strategic reasons, citing concerns over its vulnerability to disruptions and the broader implications for global trade security. This decision highlighted the canal's critical importance while raising questions about its sustainability and resilience in a rapidly changing world. As if the situation weren't dire enough, the canal now faces a direct competitor. Nicaragua, with backing from international investors, has unveiled a $4 billion canal project designed to rival Panama's historic waterway. This ambitious endeavor, if completed, could dramatically shift the balance of global trade routes. With its potential to accommodate larger ships and offer an alternative path between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, Nicaragua's canal project threatens to erode Panama's dominance in maritime logistics. Together, these factors paint a picture of an aging giant under siege, struggling to maintain its relevance in a world of evolving economic, environmental, and geopolitical realities. The Panama Canal stands as an enduring testament to the audacity of human ambition and the resilience of human ingenuity. Carving a navigable waterway through the dense jungles and rugged terrain of Panama was a dream that captivated engineers, explorers, and visionaries for centuries. Its realization, however, was far from straightforward, requiring not only groundbreaking engineering, but also immense human sacrifice. From its conception to its modern-day operations, the Panama Canal embodies a narrative of triumph against nature's formidable challenges, while also serving as a stark reminder of the costs associated with achieving such monumental feats. The canal's story began in the 16th century, when Spanish explorers first envisioned a route that could unite the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Yet it wasn't until the late 19th century that serious attempts were made to transform this vision into reality. French engineer Ferdinand de Lesseps, renowned for his success with the Suez Canal, led the first major effort. However, his ambitious undertaking in Panama was fraught with failure. The unforgiving tropical climate, rampant diseases such as malaria and yellow fever, and the sheer complexity of the landscape proved overwhelming. The French endeavor collapsed, leaving behind financial ruin and the deaths of tens of thousands of workers. Despite this early setback, the dream of the canal did not die. At the dawn of the 20th century, the United States took up the challenge under the leadership of President Theodore Roosevelt. With improved medical knowledge, innovative engineering techniques, and unwavering determination, American efforts succeeded where others had failed. The construction of the canal, completed in 1914, was nothing short of a marvel. The use of massive locks to elevate ships above sea level, coupled with the excavation of the Culebra Cut, a passage carved through mountainous terrain, highlighted the ingenuity of the engineers and laborers who worked tirelessly to bring the project to fruition. Yet this triumph came at a staggering human cost. More than 25,000 workers lost their lives during the canal's construction, primarily due to disease and dangerous working conditions. These sacrifices were compounded by the geopolitical tensions surrounding the canal's control, with the United States exerting significant influence over Panama for much of the 20th century. It wasn't until 1999 that Panama regained full sovereignty over the canal, marking a turning point in its history. Today, the Panama Canal remains a vital artery of global commerce, facilitating the passage of nearly 14,000 ships annually and connecting markets across the world. However, it faces modern challenges, including climate change, rising sea levels, and the need to accommodate increasingly large vessels. These issues underscore the ongoing interplay between human innovation and the natural world, a delicate balance that the canal has symbolized since its inception. As we look to the future, the Panama Canal's legacy continues to inspire, reminding us of the heights humanity can reach and the costs that often accompany such aspirations. It is a monument not only to what is possible, but also to the enduring question of what we are willing to sacrifice in pursuit of progress. The Panama Canal is more than a marvel of engineering. It's a crossroads of history, commerce, and mystery. Its untold stories remind us of the sacrifices behind every great achievement. As the world watches its next chapter unfold, we're left to wonder, what's the real cost of progress? If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden truths behind the Panama Canal, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories from the crossroads of history, mystery, and discovery. See you next time.